Okay, hello. This is today's topic, that is regulation of gene expression. Now, first of all, we'll start with what is gene expression. Gene expression is the process by which the instruction in our DNA are converted into a functional product such as protein. That means the information carried by the DNA that is transcribed into mRNA and then it is translated into protein. That we already, if you have studied this transcription and translation, that you will be understanding. It's very easy. The gene is expressed by transferring its information into mRNA, that is transcription, and then it is translated into protein. So that is the functional product. That means when the cell or an organism requires some protein, then this gene expression takes place depending on the situation and depending on the requirement. Okay. Now, here it is written that the basic idea is that DNA transcribed into mRNA, which is then translated into protein. That's what I told you. Okay. The next one is this. Now again you see the gene regulation in eukaryotes and prokaryotes are different. It's not the same, but if you see in the eukaryotes, you will see this gene regulation takes place at 4 different levels. Regulation, regulating, controlling at what level? So it may be at the transcriptional level, when the transcription is taking place from DNA to and the formation of mRNA, and it can take place at the level where the processing level, that means RNA splicing is taking place, or it can take place at the level when the transport of mRNA is taking place from nucleus to the cytoplasm. When the mRNA is transported to cytoplasm from the nucleus, then ribosome recognizes, and then the different polypeptide and amino acids are formed. Okay. Now at the translational level, this is the 4th one, or it can takes place at the translational level. So gene regulation takes place at 4 different levels in eukaryotes. Okay. Now again, there are different types of genes depending on the gene expression. Okay, there are 2 types. One is the housekeeping genes, also called constitutive, because this keep on working at all time, because you see respiration it taking place at all time. So this glycolysis, the enzymes required for the glycolysis citric acid cycle and protein for electron transport chain, it requires at all times. So this is taking place. These genes are functioning at all times and hence are called housekeeping genes or constitutive genes. Now another one is the facultative. Okay, this was the house, and the facultative. The facultative, you see, the genes will be expressed only when it is needed. For example, I am telling when an infection occurs in the body, okay, the immunological cells recognizes the infection and starts producing its product. So gene is expressed at the time of infection. So this is only when infection occurs, at the time when it is required. So this is facultative. Now next slide is about the types of gene regulation. It may be positive or it may be negative. So we'll see in a short while. Okay. Now you see in positive regulation, the genes continue expressing their effect till their activity is suppressed. In positive means the gene is expressing continuously, and there may be some kind of molecule, protein product that will interfere with its expression or and stops its expression. Okay. In case of negative gene regulation, it is the one in which gene remains non-expressed. Okay, and unless they are induced to do it, that means it is non-functional or it's not expressing, but if there is some molecules which induces it, then it starts expressing. Okay. Now next one is the operand concept. Now the operand concept is very famous and very important, one of the important topic in the syllabus. Now this operand concept, operand model, in fact was given by the 2 famous scientists, Jacob and Monod. Jacob, geneticist, he was and Jacob Monod, he was a biochemist, and they gave this model in 1961. Okay, and they did many experiments with regard to metabolism of bacterium E. coli. E. coli is a kind of bacteria present in our intestine body. Okay. Now what is operon? You see operon, this diagram showing here, you can see the regulatory gene, that control site here, operon, operator and promoter are present here. Operator and promoter, they are the two site here present here. Okay, the control site is showing, and structural gene Z, Y and A, these are the structural gene. Okay, structural gene Z, Y and A. Then in control site, operator, then promoter, these are the control site, and regulator gene or regulatory gene is here, is called I gene, also is called I gene, designated by I. They are producing a kind of substance, chemicals or protein, that is called repressor protein. That means from the name itself, then as the name implies, you can guess that this is a kind of protein that is going to suppress or repress function of something. Here it attaches to the or bind to the operator site, and thereby not allowing the RNA polymerase to move ahead, to move further for transcription. RNA polymerase attaches to the here P, that means this is the promoter. Okay. Now these are the enzymes, name of the enzymes given here, the beta-galactosidase, permease, transacetylase. We'll study this in a short now only after few minutes. Okay. Now this I am just making it little enlarged. You can see now this regulator gene, promoter gene, operator gene, and structural gene. Okay. Now lac operon. Okay. So the word lac is actually the short form of lactose. Lactose is a kind of disaccharide present in the milk. Okay, is a carbohydrate, disaccharide carbohydrate present in the milk, and bacteria, when it requires energy from the lactose, when it needs to utilize lactose, it needs to break down lactose molecules into two monomeric unit, that is galactose and glucose. So for breakdown of this lactose molecule, it requires three different enzymes. The most important one is the beta-galactosidase. This requires for the hydrolyzing of the lactose molecule. Permease is required for the increasing the cell permeability, so that more and more lactose molecule will enter into the cell. And transacetylase is the enzyme which is required for the transfer of acetyl from transacetyl CoA to the beta galactoside. Okay, and the function of this transacetylase is not fully understood, but still some research is going on. But it is however it is involved in the in this metabolism, lactose metabolism. Okay, now lac operon is a inducible operant system. Okay, how? Because you see, it is induced by the presence of lactose molecule. Induced by lactose molecule when the lactose is present in the growth medium. Okay, when the growth medium, or it stimulates the production of required enzymes. So that means it's inducing, it is stimulating, and allowing the expression of structural genes for the formation of the enzymes for its breakdown. Okay, so you can see these are the structural genes. The I gene producing the repressor protein, and the structural gene producing the three different enzymes, beta galactosidase, permease, transacetylase, the polycistronic mRNA. Okay, what does it mean? Where they are the this is when the more than 2 or 3, when this the product of transcribed products are there, then we said the polycistronic. Okay. Now you can see the regulation of gene expression when it is switched off. Okay. Now when you see the DNA, this is the DNA showing, I mean this as we saw earlier. Okay, regulatory gene, I gene, promoter, operator. Now you see the repressor gene produced by the regulator gene is bound to operator, and then promoter, when the RNA polymerase when the RNA polymerase is bound to promoter, it cannot move because of this hindrance, because it acts as a roadblock for the RNA polymerase and cannot go further, and transcription does not take place. So this is the switched off condition. Okay. Now again, in structural genes, you see this gene codes for the beta glycosidase. I told you earlier also. LAC-Y or LAC-Y gene codes for the permease enzymes, for that increases the permeability of the cell membrane, and LAC-A is responsible for transferring the acetyl group to the beta galactoside. Now in case of this operator gene, you see operator gene is the site for the attachment or the site for the binding of repressor molecule. The repressor molecule or repressor protein, this repressor protein, this one produced by the regulatory gene is going to bind to the operator gene. Okay, and the RNA polymerase which is bound to the promoter cannot move, as I told you earlier. So this means this operator gene is mainly responsible for the binding of the repressor molecule, so that the RNA polymerase cannot move. Okay, this is the only thing here. Now in case of the promoter gene, again you see here it is the promoter, as I told you, it is the site where the RNA polymerase attaches, the site for the attachment of RNA polymerase. Now in case of regulatory I gene, here this gene, this is the gene that produces repressor active, and here in case of this repressor protein which is produced, then when it is produced by this regulatory gene bound to operator, will not allow the RNA polymerase. When it is not produced, you can see when this is crossed, means when it is not produced, okay, that means this operator molecule will no longer attaches this repressor molecule, and this will move away, this will leave the operator site, and then the RNA polymerase can move. Okay. In case of this mechanism, you see when it is switched off, as I told you earlier, then when the repressor molecules are attached to the operator molecule and the promoter molecule is attached with the RNA polymerase, and RNA polymerase cannot move. When this as I told you, the RNA polymerase gets blocked, so there would be no transcription. That means when the repressor protein is attached to the operator protein, so it is the result that it is switched off. And again here I have made it very simple and a very in a lucid way that you will understand very easily. When lactose is present, now we saw many times that when the operon is switched off, now when it is switched on, when lactose is present in the growth medium, it is transported to the cell by the action of permease. Okay. And in the presence of inducer, lactose or allolactose. Allolactose is a kind of molecule very, very similar to lactose, slight different. When it sometimes some of the molecule that changes to allolactose, and they serve for the molecule serve as the molecule for the attachment to the repressor molecule. Okay, so they attached the repressor molecule which was attached here at the operator site. This will be this repressor will change in its shape. There will be some conformational change in the repressor molecule due to attachment of this allolactose, and this will cause the removal of this repressor molecule from the operator gene. Okay, and then the RNA polymerase which is attached to the promoter gene can move easily, and then it causes transcription of the structural gene. So lactose plus inducer is equal to switched on. The switched on condition is there when this repressor molecule is no longer attaching to the operator, or there has been some conformational change due to the allolactose, and these repressor molecules move away from the operator, and this RNA polymerase can move further. Now here in the summary I have given a different slide. You can see the RNA polymerase shown in the red color attached to the promoter site, an operator site where there you can see this one as the repressor molecules or repressor protein. So when this lactose is attached here, this lactose or allolactose is attached to the repressor, there will be some conformational change. This repressor will molecule will have some changes, conformational changes in its shape, okay, and this will move away from this operator site, okay, and then this can move for the transcription of structural genes. And you can see this structural genes producing beta galactosidase, then Y gene producing permease, and then the A gene producing transacetylase. So this is very simple, and hope you enjoyed this session.